I'm Jennifer Angela. This is my report for you, Virgo, for the week of April the 3rd. Okay, so there's a lot happening this week. There's a lot of interaction with the planets, and there's also a lot of retrograde. Okay, so let's start with Venus is going to move back into the sign before it is, and it's going to move into your seventh house, your career zone. So it's been here before, so it's coming back again. It is still retrograde, so it is going to turn around and go forward. But while it's in this position, then it really gives you a chance to focus on your relationships. Now, of course, the seventh house being relationships are all relationships really, but we tend to sort of think of it more as love and romance. Okay, so more for your partner type, your honey or your sweetheart, or out dating. And of course, with the Venus being retrograde, then there's always the occurrence or the possibility of somebody from the past coming back, into your life, or for you to sort of gives you a chance to sort of mend um, mend past situations, or you dissolve them, revisit and cleanse them, or in some way get some closure that it can be very much a make it or break it stage when Venus is retrograde in your seventh house. Okay, so you want to look at that. Also, if you're on the dating scene, be careful that you're not attracting the same person. When you're attracting the same person or situation all the time, I mean, if you like that and it's working for you, then fine. But if it's not working for you and is still attracting that same vibration, then that's really a message for you to look a little closer on that. Okay, and you may need to take a stand for yourself. And this is very much about your self-value. Like, what is it? The first thing to do, of course, the first thing and the hardest thing in life, I think, always with all areas of your life, is to think about what it is that you want. And then there's that old saying, like, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes we think we want for something, we wish for it, we get it, and it's like, you know what, that's not really, what I wanted. And so, that really, if you're attracting the same sort of situation, then take a closer look at it and to have a look at what role you're playing in attracting that situation. And keep in mind, the only thing that you have control over, or person you have control over, is you and your attitude. So you can make a decision right here and right now, well, that's not what I want for myself, and I'm going to change that, okay? And that's entirely up to you. So that's what can come up for you in that area. Now, Saturn is going to go retrograde this week as well. There's a lot of retrograde this month, and I will be loading my report up, my um, monthly report on the site, on the Jennifer Angel site. I'll give you that address again down the bottom there, so you can go and have a look at that. It'll be up on the 1st or just before the 1st. So Saturn is sitting in your home and family area, and there is a square between Venus and Saturn. Okay, so that does indicate that there is something happening and movement around the home and family that you have to deal with. Okay, so what you do with it is up to you, but there's obviously, it seems to me obvious that there's some sort of situation going on around the domestic scene and with relationships, and as I said, it's up to you how you deal with it. Now, there's also a square between the Sun and Pluto. This is a pretty powerful square, can get things moving. You want to be careful that it's to do around children, and it can be around money as well. So you want to be careful that you don't get into a loggerheads or a power struggle with that. I mean, stay open, Life doesn't always go the way that we expect, but that doesn't mean to say that it can't be better. But sometimes we just have to push through the challenges, get to the top of the mountain before we can see the good view, the great view, and go over it. But there does seem to be some monetary decisions to make. We do have a opposition between Jupiter and the Sun as well. So, and that to me is sort of saying to me the same thing, like keep an open mind. You certainly, have ideas about what you want to achieve, but be realistic about what's possible. And then right at the end of the week, Mercury, your ruling planet, is going to go retrograde. So the more that you can get into place this week, signed, sealed, delivered, agreed upon, the better. Because then when Mercury goes retrograde, we've got Mercury, we'll have Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and then in a couple of weeks' time, Pluto as well, all retrograde. So the last few weeks of April, you could get some hiccups or some slowdowns, okay? So you want to sort of just push through and get sort of as much settled this week. But it does push you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but in a good way, okay? So just work through it and see where it ends up. Okay, so go along and have a look at my site. There's the address again down the bottom. And if you can scroll right down to the bottom of the page, any page, and click on my social network icons, because I'm really trying to build my subscriptions at the moment. I'd appreciate your support. I have to figure out how to get them at the top of the page, so, not sure if it's possible. But anyway, that would be great if you could do that. Thanks so much. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.